The Lakers have been eliminated by the Denver Nuggets again, but for 165 minutes in this series out of 240, the Lakers actually had the lead. However, the Nuggets play smarter, they rebound better, as the great Pat Riley once said, no rebounds, no rings, and the Nuggets also shot way better at the free throw line. Most importantly, the Nuggets closed games much better than the Lakers did, mostly because of Jamal Murray hitting 2 game-winning shots and averaging 8.6 of his 23.6 points per game for the series in the fourth quarter. So although the Nuggets were ahead in just 59 minutes, they won the series in 5 games, which is exactly how I predicted the series to go down. Darvin Ham just got fired, and although I don't think that he did anything to deserve to keep his job, at the same time, I don't think any coach would be an end-all be-all solution to the Lakers' problems. He deserves blame for things like earlier in the season when he was giving Cam Reddish way too much playing time for how horrible he was on offense, or starting Taurean Prince for way too long when he's clearly best suited for coming off the bench, taking too long this season to figure out the best starting lineup for this team. What happened back then does still matter because the Lakers put themselves in this position by not getting a higher seed. As I said before, the Lakers were lucky last year to face teams that were descending on their way to the conference finals before they faced the Nuggets. They weren't nearly as fortunate this time. In this series where Darvin Ham deserves blame, not calling timeout until after the Nuggets went on a 14-2 run in the third quarter, going away from Anthony Davis late in games when he's playing well, which is something Ham has done too much of this year, and it does seem like AD doesn't respect him based on his body language on the bench when Ham is talking to him, or I don't like Ham putting out as many 3-guard lineups as he does. It doesn't seem like D-Angelo Russell respects him either when he's away from the Lakers huddle during Game 3 eating fruit snacks by himself. While I don't believe Darvin Ham is a good coach, I don't think any coach could have gotten the Lakers past the Nuggets. The Nuggets are just a way better team. What's definitely not Darvin Ham's fault and is entirely on the front office is drafting Jalen Hood-Schifino in the first round while the 3 players drafted after him had much more immediate impacts. Maybe JHS can be an impactful player in the long run, but he did absolutely nothing for the Lakers this season. Now let's talk about what the players deserve way more blame for than Darvin Ham. Coaches cannot make free throws for anybody, and free throws are a huge reason the Lakers lost. The Nuggets shot 86% from the free throw line while the Lakers shot 76%. Mind you, when the Lakers shot 19 more free throws for the whole series. The one game the Lakers won in this series, they were pretty neck and neck with the Nuggets when it came to free throw percentage. When playing against the defending champions, the margin of error is paper thin. Knowing the Lakers had the lead for the majority of every game in this series, yet still lost in 5. Yes, the free throws absolutely made a huge difference. Only Taurean Prince, Austin Reeves, and Anthony Davis shot even close to well enough from the free throw line. The Lakers as a team should be a lot smarter, and I don't think a coach should have to teach guys playing at the highest level in the world that they should be attacking Jokic when he has 2 fouls in the first half. Whatever happened to attacking guys in foul trouble? Why is this a strategy that used to be a common sense thing to do not as much of a thing anymore? Or what was it with those high pick and rolls with AD and D'Lo against the zone defense in Game 3? How do I, as a guy who's just talking to a camera, know that that is not how you attack a zone defense, and you attack it with quick passes, off-ball movement, and finding holes in the zone? Yet these guys who are playing in the NBA actually don't know that. I never played in the NBA. I know this. Yet these guys don't? You could say Darvin Ham should have stepped in and said, what the hell are we doing? But I don't think this is stuff that should need to be taught at this level if someone like me knows these things. It's this kind of stuff that makes Darvin Ham need to know that this is not a team where you can just let players figure it out like Phil Jackson used to do so often. I have a lot to say about LeBron. He's just too old to be as heavily relied on as he is, which is fine at his age. He's about to be 40, and as impressive as what he has been able to do on offense at his age is, he's not getting it done on defense. A few great plays here and there on defense, but not enough. That stuff is normal. However, if he's still being held to such a high standard, he's not even remotely above criticism, and there are things I am about to grill him for. Now, I don't hate LeBron just just to be clear, but I'm just here to tell you how I see it. He's not at all the only guy to blame, as I will talk about everyone else, but he absolutely should be held accountable regardless of his near 28 points per game. I'm not buying it with his foot and ankle injury. He's moving way too well for me to buy it that his ankle he sprained 3 years ago and his foot that he injured last year are still bothering him now. I've said it for years. I'd rather him play less minutes and more games. I don't think he's been good enough as a leader. Not getting back on defense because he's too busy throwing a tantrum at the refs, especially in a do-or-die game in Game 5, when he threw a tantrum on a live ball over Darvin Ham not challenging a call, leading to an easy bucket for the Nuggets in Game 4. At least that happened in the one game the Lakers won, but it's still something I hate to see out of a guy who's supposed to lead this team. Or in Game 3 when he blamed Taurean Prince for his own turnover, where he's the one who lost his handle. For complaining to refs, if he's going to complain to them at all, at least do it on a dead ball, not on a live ball possession. Or the whole replay controversy.
I don't understand what's going on in the replay center, to be honest. I think I said it this year or last year, whatever. D-Lo clearly gets hit in the face on a drive. What the fuck do we have a replay center if it's going to go? It doesn't make sense to me.
And yes, indeed, that was terrible of the refs to overturn that, because indeed D-Lo did get hit in the face. They definitely never should have overturned that. However, the refs in the replay center are never why you blow a 20-point lead, period. It's this kind of behavior, along with many other things throughout his career, that are why he will never be the GOAT. Then in his post-game press conference,
and our season has been derailed all season with just like injuries and guys in and out, and I talked about it all year. He was around us all year. I said it's hard to say who we are, what we can be, because we have yet to be whole. I think we was only probably whole maybe 1 or 2 times this year, and I know one of them was during the in-season tournament. We got whole, and we showed what we was capable of doing. But we was just hit with injuries after injuries after injuries, and it was just hard to come back from that.
With certain role players, yeah, but you and AD played over 70 games for the first time as Lakers, so I don't want to hear that. Especially when you have to fake an injury to not play all 82 games. Also, injuries are just an unfortunate part of sports. Every team goes through them. LeBron also wasn't good enough at the foul line. You may say 74% isn't terrible. Not terrible isn't good enough if we're still holding him to such a high standard, and he attempted the second most free throws on this team in this series. Now Anthony Davis, who for the most part actually played really well in this series. He didn't clamp Nikola Jokic, but he did the best we can ask for while averaging just under 28 points per game and over 15 rebounds per game, but tended to be a non-factor in the fourth quarter. While I absolutely believe Darvin Ham shouldn't have allowed that, at the same time though, AD needs to demand the ball in those late game situations. Game 5, he tried to play hurt, which I can respect, but he was just a non-factor in that entire second half. Even when he was healthy, it didn't seem like the Lakers trusted him to close games, which, if they seriously want him to have all the reins once LeBron either retires or finishes his career somewhere else, the Lakers better be sure he's ready to close out games. If they think he's peaked offensively, then he is absolutely not the guy the Lakers can rely on to lead them to their 18th championship. Now D-Angelo Russell, at least he was better this time around against the Nuggets, but that's not saying much at all. He was still highly inconsistent and was absolutely terrible in Game 3, scoring 0 points. I'm not really sure he can be the starting point guard on a championship team. He's not consistent enough come playoff time. He also only got to the foul line just once all series. He only played well in 2 out of 5 games, and when he's not shooting well, he doesn't do anything else to really contribute something positive for the Lakers. For Rui Hachimura, it took until Game 4 for him to even remotely be a factor on either end of the floor. Last year in Game 1 of the conference finals, when he was assigned to guard Jokic, he actually did really well, but that was it. It looks like Jokic figured him out. Rui also keeps getting lost when guarding Michael Porter Jr. Rui also only shot 8 free throws, made just 4 out of them. That sure didn't help the Lakers' problems at the free throw line. If you really want to win a championship, I think Rui is best suited for coming off the bench. Jared Vanderbilt was supposed to come back from his foot injury during this series, but he never did. I don't think Vanderbilt would have made the difference between the Lakers winning and losing this series because he's too limited offensively, and most certainly wouldn't have fixed their problems at the free throw line. I think his presence alone would have given the Lakers a slightly better chance. He also could have guarded Michael Porter Jr. better than anyone else did. MPJ as their third option scored 22 points per game. No way you can expect to win when the other team has their third option scoring 22 points per game. I think Vando could have limited MPJ to some extent, but not enough to make the difference between winning and losing this series. Maybe the Lakers could have won one more game with him. Maybe. From everything I heard, he was supposed to come back for the playoffs, but nope. At least in games 4 and 5, the Lakers fought hard, but should have at least tried harder to avoid going down 3-0 in the first place, a deficit no team in NBA history has ever come back from. I think Jared Vanderbilt would have given the Lakers any fight at all when the team just looked dejected in that game. Or how about the most disappointing offseason acquisition, Gabe Vincent, aka Mr. Donut, since he had 3 of those in this series. That's right, 3 games with 0 points. He spent most of the season hurt, and when he did play, he didn't play well. He was supposed to be an upgrade over Dennis Schroeder because of his size, but hell no. Schroeder didn't have the best series against the Nuggets last year either, but he scored more points in Game 4 alone last year than Vincent scored throughout this year's first round series. It wasn't like Vincent was locking up anyone on defense either. Or also, Spencer Dinwiddie, the only midseason acquisition for this team. I thought his defense was better than I expected, but he is a guy who was once a very capable scorer, pretty much forgot how to score as a Laker. Jackson Hayes just isn't good enough to be a backup center on a team with championship aspirations. He's all athleticism and no skill. He scored just 1 point in the 24 minutes he played, and it wasn't like he did anything impactful defensively either. Dwight Howard, even while he was way past his prime when the Lakers won the championship in the bubble, still gave the Lakers some much needed rim protection as he was still strong enough to contain Jokic in the 20 minutes per game he got to play. Now there's no longer that extra big body outside of AD to contain Jokic. I've believed since last year that when the Lakers beat the Nuggets in the conference finals 4 years ago, Dwight Howard's defensive presence against Jokic was a big difference back then, as now the Lakers don't have enough size outside of Anthony Davis to really contain Jokic. Lastly, I'll talk about Austin Reeves. He actually played really well, but he wasn't quite good enough. He upped his scoring average from the regular season. He certainly wasn't the reason for the Lakers' free throw problems, but he didn't shoot the 3 well enough, just 27% from the series. Plus a couple big shots he missed, like his 3-ball in game 2 while up 1 with 150 left, or his turnaround fadeaway in game 5 with just under a minute left while down 2 to answer back Jamal Murray's 3 that gave the Nuggets the lead. It could have made a world of difference had Reeves made those shots. The margin of error against the Nuggets is really that thin, especially when one of your top 2 players is 39 years old. So much for the champagne and the stupid banner for the in-season tournament when losing in the first round when it actually mattered.
You know, this franchise does not hang division banners. It does not hang conference championships. We hang one banner and one banner only, and that's NBA titles. Right? So you have to start there. You have to understand that that's what this is. And you may not like it. You may think it sucks. You may think it's not great sportsmanship. Get over it. It is what it is. It's a city of champions for a reason.
Kobe's right. This team is only supposed to hang championship banners. I understand Adam Silver made them hang that to make something so cringeworthy have any value. Good business move, but professional athletes should not have to be motivated by money to take regular season games seriously when they already have more than enough of that. I just wish the Lakers can burn that in-season tournament banner, because if they don't hang division or conference banners, which they shouldn't for being the storied franchise that they are, there is absolutely nothing more worthy about hanging that thing. Please, Adam Silver, allow the Lakers to take that thing down and burn it. What do you think should happen? Do LeBron and D'Lo waive their player options and play somewhere else next year, or do the Lakers run this thing back with a different coach and a few minor roster changes? If the Lakers Lakers run this thing back, they're at a dead end. LeBron is too old, and AD, while still a great player, is not as great as he was 4 years ago when they won the championship. Best thing to do is to tear it down and start over. It'd help if the Lakers could draft better this time around than they did last year. Problem is, the Pelicans have the Lakers' first round pick this year, which they acquired for Anthony Davis in 2019, so the Lakers' only pick is the 56th overall pick. Can we pray for a miracle with that pick? And if LeBron and D'Lo leave in free agency with the Lakers getting nothing back in return, well, this is definitely not a great way to start the rebuild without a first round pick this year. I've already said this before, and nothing has convinced me otherwise. As soon as the Lakers made the trade for Russell Westbrook, even while being able to trade him and get out of his horrible contract, it was still their deathbed for any championship aspirations. These are just my thoughts though, but I'm more than happy to read yours in the comments. Before I end this video, great job by the Nuggets. You're the better team. So that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, a like would be much appreciated. If you never want to miss another video, please consider subscribing and turning on the notification bell. Any new subscribers, welcome to the team. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for your support as always. Links to my social media are down below if you want to see my more immediate reactions to what's going on in the sports world. If you'd like to see my most recent video or the one that YouTube recommends, both are up above. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.